Hello there, IELTS podcast listeners. In this tutorial, we have Marta from Ukraine, and she's going to tell us about her IELTS experience and her amazing scores that she got in an incredibly fast period of time. So, welcome to the podcast, Martha. Can you just introduce yourself and tell us why you decided to take the IELTS exam, please?
Yeah, of course. So, hi there. My name is Marta, as you already know, and I'm from Ukraine. Actually, at that moment when I decided to go to IELTS, I didn't think about that a lot because I just moved from Ukraine because of war, and I continued my studying online, in Ukraine university. But then I just started to think that maybe this is not my cup of tea, just in the context that I don't like this online thing studying. I like interactions with people, and when you can go outside, when you can reach to teachers and also to students, and you can have these personal relationships and share your knowledge and thoughts. And also the other part of that was that if I was about to finish my studying in Ukraine, I would have the diploma that is relevant in Ukraine only. And when I go outside, like abroad, I have to prove this knowledge again. And that led me to the thought that maybe I would like to study in Poland. And actually, that was the moment I decided to study in Warsaw. And to enter the university, I had to have like IELTS exam and prove my level of English and at B2 level at least.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so because of the war, your university studies they got transferred to online, but it
Yes.
wasn't working for you. You didn't like it, so you decided just to finish that and then start a new course in Warsaw. Is that right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay, and then to get into this course in Warsaw, you needed to take the IELTS exam. Is that right?
Yes. Yes. I had to
Right.
prove my knowledge and that I have the level that was needed to study there because the whole program is in English.
Right, interesting. Just a side note, are your tutors native English speakers, or is it like, I don't know, an Algerian or I don't know,
Mhm.
a Polish person speaking English, or are they native English speakers?
Mostly all people are Polish speakers that just learn English, but we have one teacher who is native in English and he is from UK.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Right then, let's get back to it. Sorry. Um, so you decided to take the IELTS exam to get into your university, and what specific problems did you have when you started to study, or just in
Mhm.
relation to IELTS?
Grammar. Like grammar is always not my friend because I like speaking and it's like easy for me. I like to read books, to read articles. I can understand it, and also it helps to learn more new words. But grammar, it was something I didn't like from school, I think. And to pass IELTS, you need to have a good level of grammar. So I knew that I need to learn more because, first of all, when you write, you need to know grammar, of course, because this is something that is going to influence your score. And also, when you speak, you also have to have grammar because this is one of the criteria that is needed to pass and to have a good grade. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you reminded me. I remember one tutor on YouTube saying the most important thing about the IELTS test is the task response. And I was like, you clown. How can you say this to students? Because it's obviously grammar. Because, like you say, the grammar is going to spill over into your writing, obviously, and is going to be used in your speaking. But the thing is with grammar, if you mess that up, then it's not clear what you're saying. So even if you get task response, if you communicate a perfect task response with poor, shocking grammar, you're not going to even pick up points for task response. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
yeah, really infuriating for me. So yeah, I'm glad we share the same
Yeah.
the same point of view regarding grammar. So What was the problems? Like, how did it feel when you didn't have this kind of a solution to your grammar issues?
Um, it was quite hard in the moment that grammar is really wide sphere of English, and you have a lot of rules, a lot of exceptions. And when you prepare for the test, you like don't have the clear guideline or something like that that you need to learn, and you know that you know some parts and you don't know some parts, but which are these parts you don't know, and you need just to clear it up. So when I wrote my texts, it was hard to know did I make a mistake or not, because I like this a way of studying when you are free to choose the hours you want to study, and you can choose how long you want to study. And this is not the case with tutors or something like that, because it should be something more automated. And also when it comes to speaking, um, usually when you have this test online to prepare, you of course don't have this speaking part. And all I could do is talking with my sister about our topics, because she was also going to take this test, IELTS, and we were just sharing our thoughts and sit down. Okay, tell me your topic, and I'll tell you mine. So we didn't check anything, but we just tried to prepare for this together. But that was something without guidance that was needed for that.
Right, I see. And so you yeah, you were practicing with your sister,
Mm,
but it was more like free flowing conversation, and you were just writing essays, but it wasn't sort of like a structured way, and you
yeah,
didn't really get the feedback. Is that right?
yeah, that's right.
I see. And then what options did you look at to try and solve this problem?
Hmm. I think the first sources that I was looking for was were videos on YouTube, because it's like online academy. You can learn anything from there. And I was trying to learn from people who already passed this test, and look for different examples when people spoke to this examinator and how did it go. So I tried to learn from there. Also, I used online resources like web pages and so on, where you can try it out, the whole test, and go through it. And then I think I also went through a few books just to have a look at the tasks that will be there and to prepare for the questions I will have. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And like, at what point did you decide to work with us at IELTS Podcast? And did you have any concerns before you moved forward?
Hmm. Um, yeah, I think that this was a response on my need of automated studying, because when you have this tool, you can use it wherever you want and whenever you want, and for the how long you want. So it just was quite fine, I mean, with my needs and something I wanted. But of course, I had few concerns, because when you talk with real person, it's not like when you talk with AI, because it's like artificial intelligence, all this stuff, and you just don't know if this is the same thing as you will feel when you come into the room and when you got these questions and this feedback, and so you'll be like stressed, and if this is the same tension you'll get there. Yeah, and also I was wondering if this check-in is something automatized and will it give me feedback on my own writing and will it personalize my writing, or will it be more general and like that people who go through it, they have the same style and they don't see their own maybe ways of writing or their style of writing.
I see. So you were worried that maybe the feedback that you got would just be standardized and
Yeah,
generic, the same
yeah.
advice going out to every student. But what you found, if I understand correctly, was that it was more specific to your actual sentences, to your writing. Is that right?
Actually, that is quite nice to have the feedback on your writing in the way that you can see your own mistakes that you make all the time. Because probably when you write and don't analyze your text, sometimes you can't understand where they have these mistakes. And when you see it, like I wrote the one text and then another one and then the third one, and I see, okay, here I have the mistake, and here I have the same one, and here I have the same one for the third time. And you like, okay, I need to repeat this topic. I need to dive into this.
Right, I see. And was it a similar experience with the speaking test simulations that you did? You know, where you see the question, you answer it, then you click next, and you see your answer, and then at the end you get a report. Did you use those reports in a similar way to the writing?
Actually, just a fun fact that when I am nervous while speaking, I start to speak really fast, and that took all the opportunity to think on my grammar away. And I was like, okay, so if I get in, I need to be really prepared, really well prepared. And yeah, when I talked and had these responses, first of all, I learned my topics and I knew what to say, and that gave me an opportunity to have more structure in my mind and have these different already prepared conversations. And yeah, and when I had these reports, I also could analyze my speaking and maybe some mistakes I had. So this was quite nice.
Super, super. All right. So, can you just tell us, like, two more questions? What happened on your exam day with the writing and with the speaking?
Hmm. Um, when I came, I thought it would be more difficult, but it wasn't because I had to have at least B2 level. And when I was waiting for my results, I was like, yeah, well, I think probably maybe I will reach this score because I was preparing and so on. But then I got my results and it was C1.
Wow, well done, well
Yeah.
done. So what band score did you get? Was it an 8 or
It was
5?
7 or 7.5. I don't remember it clear, but yeah, it was
Right.
C1.
Okay, good stuff. Wow. And that was overall or just for the speaking?
That was overall. Yeah, and speaking part was, I think, the best one from all this. And the writing also, I passed writing and it was good because as I said, it was quite hard for me in the terms of grammar, but after all, I passed and it was great.
Do you remember what results you got for the writing?
Hmm. I think it was 7 or something.
Amazing. Good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff. And then for the speaking, you said it was around 7, 7.5. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, like that. Hmm.
Excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. So you got into your university, you did your IELTS exam, you got into university, and is it good? Is it better than studying online with your Ukrainian university?
Um, yeah, I like this university very much that I was studying in Ukraine because it was a community. Like when I lived there, I had friends. I was in like organizational stuff for different events and so on. But when I moved, yeah, it was much better to study offline again and to go and see new people. And also, I'm a curious person and I like to learn different, systems of education. And this is really interesting for me. So I was happy that I entered. And also, another fun fact that um, I have a cousin and we always dreamed to study together. And she was about to come to my university in Ukraine. But then we moved and were like, okay, so our plans are just broke, and what are we going to do with that? But then we got this opportunity to study, and now we are studying together in this university, and yeah, having fun together.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. All right, last question. So what would you say to any students who are considering joining the IELTS podcast course with the tools, with the AI essay checking tool and the IELTS speaking test simulation tool? What would you say to students considering joining us?
So yeah, I'm a person who always looks at facts. So let us just make a fast fact check. And I think the first one is that you save your time at the moment that you just can decide where you want to start to study and when you want to study and for how long you want to study. So this was something that was important for me. And I think this is something that could be really, really good for a lot of people. So this is like freedom to choose. And also the second point is that when you want to develop your writing, you can see almost all your mistakes that are written here for you, and you just can go through it, analyze it, and prepare really well for the test. This is also very important. And when it comes to speaking, just stop thinking and take it, because this is a good opportunity to prepare. Like conversations with friends, that's good, and with teachers as well. But when you have this structuralized feedback and you can talk a lot as much as you want, and also, of course, price, this is the question that a lot of people consider. So you can just use this opportunity and prepare really well for your test in these moments.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Martha. And yep, I think that's everything. Again, thank you very much. And for the students listening, if you go to IELTSPodcast.com, you'll be able to see the courses there. And all our tools come when you upgrade, they all come with the with courses as well. So let me just say that again, all our courses come with tools. So you actually not just get the information, but you get the opportunity to apply what you're learning and get detailed feedback, both in the writing and in the speaking. And as you've just heard, it just speeds up everything, and it just gives you that freedom to study how much you want, when you want, and in a very cost-effective way. So again, thank you, Martha. All the best with your studies,
Thank you.
and
Thank
have a
you.
great day. Cheers.
Yeah, you too. See you. Bye.
Bye bye.